Greetings and welcome back, my housemates. I'm Phwop, and we are in the Darkest Dungeon. We're not quite in the Darkest Dungeon yet, actually, but we are about to embark. We are 4 deeds away from our final uber important upgrade. After that, we'll want to start expanding the treatment ward, I think, because... And maybe we'll get out to here. Let's go ahead and pay for that. Okay, yeah, we can reduce the cost a little bit more for disease, which would be nice. So we want to get this one, and we just want to max out the sanitarium next, as that will allow us to start really hacking away at these nasty traits. Since we won't be carrying heirlooms back, we'll also be making more money per trip if we can max out our lootingness. So here they are. We're taking Lissu, Renaud, Disma, and Masi. We have the Sacred Scroll, Ancestors map, so someone can scout. That's just crazy good. The Ancestors map's so good because basically I don't have to spend 2, 3, 4 points on scouting bonuses if I'm carrying this around. If it works the way I think it does, she's a Ruin Scrounger too, so that gives us a 60% chance to scout, plus whatever the base Vestal chance is, and I think everyone else has a tiny chance to scout. The Highwaymen probably not as tiny. Anyway, we don't have to invest in scouting at all, which means we can focus on ambushing and stat boosting, which is great. And we are after this Necromancer. The setup we have Renaud's speed toned down, and Lissu with his on guard is actually quite fast, especially in the first round. So we have some guaranteed Holy Lance rotation between these two, which is going to be sick. We got Disma here in the background, and I want to take, since he's not going to be in front, I want to go... How do I want this to be? Yeah, okay, so we're gonna try this. We're gonna try Tracking Shot plus Grape Shot Blast. Once you get to veteran level quests, where the Grape Shot Blast, when Uber pumped up, isn't gonna just wipe the floor with a whole squad of spiders or something, then it's time to consider buffs as more important. As the battles draw out longer and the enemies have more health, the buffs become better. Okay, we have 7,000 to equip, and it's not as important to keep a big bank since you have items now. You can sell items if you really need to. And like this survival guy, we don't even need those anymore. So the items really are your fallback. You can always chew into your item supply if things go poorly. So spend that money, outfit your dudes. Especially if you don't have items you want to sell, which is understandable, but we've got a lot of expensive items. We could spare a couple, even ones we really liked, to continue our playthrough. So, here we go. Kill the Necromancer. Alright. We're gonna get one camp. Let's take a look at what we're gonna do. Someone's gonna use Unshakable Leader. Maybe him, because he is extra dodgy. Well, he takes less stress damage from Unholy. Okay, so... yeah. So we'll choose Renaud. Because of his reduced stress damage versus Unholy, he doesn't need as much stress resistance himself. If someone had this on, but we weren't using that stress resist to negate that stress damage, then maybe they would be the target. Okay, so Unshakable leader is 4, 7, 8, 9. That leaves room for 3 more. Ten accuracy. Probably go with bless, really. Have 1 left over. Okay, we're gonna take all the food. We'll take 3 shovels because we might be able to spend 1 to smash open a cabinet. 1 key in case I run across a chest room. I feel like holy water pops up fairly often in the ruins. Otherwise, we've got really good heals. I'll take A, medicinal herbs. And we'll take a full stack of torches just in case, but we shouldn't need them. But you never know.
I entertained a delegation of experts from overseas, eager to plumb the depths of their knowledge and share with them certain techniques and alchemical processes I had found to yield wondrous and terrifying results. Having learned all I could from my visiting guests, I murdered them as they slept.
The ancestor...
A devil walks these halls. Only the mad or the desperate go in search of him.
Yeah, Ancestor was a bad dude. Alright, if I had to pick a target, I would say this room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, definitely this room. So how much backtracking do we feel like doing? Let's go straight for the boss first. Before our resources have waned. Don't read that. We should have plenty of light. Yeah, surprise. Note that one of the things about this buff is it increases your damage too, which is just awesome.
A decisive pummeling.
Nice resist. Is it ranged only? It isn't.
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade. As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Yeah, this team is gonna be nuts. Oh, at least a double scout. Nice. You deserve that. Okay, let's go ahead and camp as there are fights all about us.
A moment of respite. A chance to steel oneself against the coming horrors.
We're not gonna actually need the stress heal at this point, so let's save some food. Alright, Renaud, you are going to be the unshakable leader. Bandits and clean guns. Leaves us with 3. We don't really need the extra scouting. Let's go with Bless, 10 accuracy and 10 dodge. Let's put that on. Those guys are pretty tough. But on him, he has the increased crit chance. He's Unholy Slayer. We are healthy and mentally steeled for this challenge.
Darkness closes in, haunting the hearts of men.
Alright, thankfully some of us were on guard. Okay, we'll choose tracking shot here. She should have stress resistance. Yeah, it's not so bad. She dodged. But we still got our torchlight.
Secrets and wonders can be found in the most tenebrous corners of this place. Press this advantage.
They know the tracking shot itself does more damage thanks to its own buff.
Death waits for the slightest lapse in concentration.
Good dodge. Show him what you got. Aww.
Monstrous size has no intrinsic merit, unless inordinate exsanguination be considered a virtue.
Extra stress damage for 1 round.
And now, the darkness holds dominion. Black as death.
Okay, our party order is pretty important right now. Seriously, twice in a row. It's no more than like a 20, well, it might be like a 30% chance per curio. Okay, we shouldn't be too worried about surprise. We can totally travel in the dark right now. Nice. Finish this one off before his attack.
Destroy them all.
Whew. Good dodge. Probably thanks to the bless and him being on guard. Go the group heal first. Our Grapefruit Blast should take him out, especially now that it's pumped up. So note we have a 19% chance of crit.
Impressive.
That was 23 damage. That was a good heal. Ouch, that was a good hit. I guess these guys are doing about the damage the pelagic horrors have done. Alright, a nice crit heal brings us back to working order.
Their formation is broken.
Now we don't have any stuns, but we have a lot of recovery here. They can shank anywhere, huh? Remember, her attack heals herself.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Good, good. We don't want no bookcases, so I was just peeking at that curio. Remember to peek. Extra shovel, alright. If someone hadn't just ran towards
Even
all the trapped
cold
cabinets,
stone seems bent on preventing passage.
maybe those shovels would be worth more to me. Oh, the scouting's so good. Spiders! Should be a good opportunity to get everyone's health up.
Exposed to a killing blow.
Perfect. Come on. There we go.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Forget torches. Let's go, guys.
Towering, fierce, terrible.
Alright, the Necromancer.
Nightmare-made
Dodge
material.
10, speed 9, unholy, and eldritch. Ooh, I could have brought the Eldritch Slayer's ring. I forgot about that. Creates a bunch of minions. His resistances are kind of pitiful, but we didn't come uber stun ready. Shouldn't be a problem.
Mortality clarified in a single strike.
Kind of hoping to dodge, but whatever. AoE heal is going to be super important. Let's keep his stress down. Let's focus on hacking this guy up.
Unnerved, unbalanced.
Here we go. Now our Holy Lance is going to start working. Lots of damage from this guy. Renald needs his health. Wow, the damage output is so real.
Grievous injury. Palpable
Okay.
fear.
This is way more damage than I thought we would be taking. Oh, look. That's a little more like it. Okay, we're working him down, but I'd much rather face the stress attack. We just have to trust in everyone's inherent durability. Thank you, dodge chance.
Masterfully executed.
Sadly, we did not actually avoid an attack. And we have to be careful, they don't leave corpses. Is he taking extra damage from something? I don't know. We may hit death's door, that's not unlikely. Whew. Uh-oh. Whew. So close, guys. So close. Get off me, bro. At least we didn't take 13 damage like last time. Okay. Okay, death's door. At least we didn't get bleed. They're out of actions. Now the 40 damage crit drops.
Will these walking bones finally fail?
Oh, let's hope they fail. Okay, we should be out of certain death range. You would. Okay. We want to keep adventuring. We're going to need to recover a good bit from the end of this fight. We should have plenty of time, as boss fights I don't think incur the normal you're taking a long time penalties. Here we're kind of fishing for crits, playing it slow. Yes, I know you're at full health, Vestal, that happens all the time. Oh. Okay, a little bit of stress, but the stress isn't as worrisome as the lack of health. Okay, here we are. Yes, yes, yes. Ooh, reinforcements. Haven't seen that before. Well, I suppose that's what we get. Alright, so the boss timer. Alright, we finished that one off. We certainly did waste our time. Note that no additional stress came from the reinforcements. It was just...
Well struck.
Alright, so we had one round of waiting stress, but we are now at a decent amount.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Let's take what we can. So many emeralds. What don't we need? Don't need crests. Lots of highwayman stuff, which is nice. No key, huh? Medicinal herbs. I saw a place to use that if we're gonna wander around. Let's leave that. So let's continue adventuring. A price paid for in stress. We can leave whenever we want.
Precision and power.
Let's put some paint on her so that we can Holy Lance her if we're fast enough, not fast enough. Alright, that shouldn't pose too much trouble. Holy Lance will still work. Nice, good chance to crit, reduce some stress. Health damage isn't something we worry about too much. Let's try and kill one. Sadly.
Devastating blow.
Beautiful. I never miss. Okay, this enemy, not the most dangerous one. And we'll claw our way back into the light. He's gonna think dangerous thoughts and shoot guns. We're gonna banner her back from the edge.
The ground quakes.
Okay, he's just fishing for crits. We are the flame. Excellent stress heal there. Ah. Okay, turn 5 is obviously when it really starts to kick in. Just testing the parameters of the game, guys. It can kind of heal more stress than it can dish out, but... Okay, the emerald.
Horrors. brought low and
Emeralds
driven
are
into the
real at
mud.
this juncture. Okay, we've got 20 food, so plenty of food to explore. We're actually gonna go this way just to get the stress heal from the trap. If we get in enough easy fights, then we should be able to mop up our stress damage and explore this whole dungeon. That was about 6 or 7 stress there. Okay, as long as our stress is down here, all of our items are going to max bonus, which is good. This ghoul, obviously, we need to take care of. It's our lack of stun. Ooh. That makes us so susceptible to enemy attacks. That might have been a waste.
Such
No,
a
our
terrible
buff.
assault cannot be left unanswered.
2 damage. He must have screamed something like, "Ah, my eye!" Oh, I'm good. Never mind. Good dodge. Good dodge. Anything that prevents the ghoul from actually doing anything.
A victory,
Solid in my book.
perhaps the turning point. A singular strike.
Truth prevails, and the truth is that you die when I swing. Okay, it's got its claws. We're gonna poke at it. Nice. Oh, that's all he can do. I really meant to attack this turn. Damn it. But I forgot Holy Lance only works if there are a lot of enemies on the table.
A powerful blow.
Ooh, Hero's
This
Ring.
expedition at least promises success.
Got the deeds we need. That's worth a lot of money. We're totally selling it for cash. We cleanse the maiden for yet more. Yeah, right. Nice try, busts. I mean, I like you and all. Let's be honest, we're just friends. Get out of my pack.
The darkness holds much worse than mere trickery.
Alright, we don't know what's here, but
boogeymen.
how bad could it be, I say, stupidly. Oh, now we find that. We curry deadly favor from the gods, increasing our damage. Alright. We're surprised-ish. Okay, these guys are going to be particularly deadly. This may be the last fight we take in this dungeon. Okay, I don't mind the crushing blow. That does less damage than the skeletons, man. I don't... Since we do such horrific damage. Let's go ahead. Use the AoE. Ow. I bet they can't use that attack on the first ring, but... There goes our health. Watch it as it goes. Oh, here comes our health. We're back! This guy's got that brutal stunning attack.
The glory. These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Anything in particular I'd want to get rid of? Busts are our next priority. Alright, let's keep on keeping on. No, we do not have a way to increase our torchlight should an enemy pop up. And this crew is obviously not a perfect... We are not a grotesque shambler crushing force here. Let's peek out this door. I was trying to do is... Yeah, I was trying to taunt that. Let's go for it. We could survive a round against a shambler without anyone dying. Hopefully we don't have to. Okay, okay. %, chance of crit, huh? Let's do try and pick off that back one before he gets in action.
Dazed.
Ooh, a crit.
Reeling.
Bad news.
About to break.
But that will save us a turn of that kind of fire. And he's got what it takes to save us here. We massacre these villains. We're gonna fish for tricks. Fish for crits. Crit fishing. Crit fishing. More fishing. Okay, turn 3. It's turn 4 when I want to start killing.
A dizzying blow to body and brain.
Undo all my hard work, why don't you? We need the light anyway. Damn it. Alright, you just can't do it on turn 4. At least I know very solidly where the limits are. Lots of money from that.
So
remember, this encounter was in excess of our standard encounter.
Trick of the light?
Okay. Metals are synthesized. Portrait metals. Yeah, we're still adventuring. Trap coming up. It's easier if you squint. Okay, room fight with 4. Oh yeah, I missed you guys. Hey, finally we surprised someone. Very nice. Does no one care? Okay, this thing is faster, but we get to go before all of them. Our crit chance is much better against that one, but she should be able to finish that off. Okay, we've done a pretty good job massacring these guys. Since he has Unholy Hater, we'll probably try and get a crit off of this thing.
How quickly the tide turns.
Man, we cannot catch a streak of good luck here. Nice, just fish for crits. Good, good. Alright, it's turn 3. The last turn I can safely... Alright, he totally whiffed, which means it's a full recovery round for us. Sadly, it gets an attack. Causes bleed, but it's not so bad. No. We need to kill it. Turn 4, this is when people start getting snippy. Whew.
Remind
before we
yourself that
decide what to do with this
overconfidence is
key.
a slow and insidious killer.
Okay, we need 2 shovels. We do not need this key as far as I can tell. Three deeds. We don't actually need these deeds anymore. We are done with deeds. After our next 4 or so, so we ditch those. Okay, who craves defense? Oh, it's insight. Become a ruins tactician in place of armor tinker. That is totally fine with me. 15% more damage in ruins is quite good. Ah, confession booth. Does anyone have guilty conscience? He's a God-fearing klepto. Go for it, my son. Here's to your sin is too much. Now you're just as stressed out as you were. Alright, room battle. We are in our positions. Take your positions. Let's go ahead and eat 4 food. We've only got 1 hallway left. I don't think you can starve more than once per hallway. Note the dark crystals in the background. Okay, we want this guy dead. Attack this guy. His health bar is the weakest link.
Ringing ears, blurred vision. The end approaches.
So I'm going to go with stun being basically one of the most important things. You don't need it, but without it, you risk some serious trouble. Finish him off with the AoE. With it, I can control stress really, really well. Lots of bleeding. The Vestal is basically anti-bleed here. Are you ready to be sent to the penitentiary, Disma? For punishment? And so here we are adventuring at low light, not no light, but low light.
Their cursed champion falls.
Didn't see that coming, did you? I imagined this Ma like walking up
Push
behind
on
him.
to the task's end.
Oh my goodness, look at this cash. We are rolling in it. One more fight to go. We shrug off the bleed.
Terrors may
And in the
indeed
pitch dark,
stalk
we enter
these
the last
shadows,
relic
but
room.
yonder, a glint of gold.
No one's surprised. It all came down to this. Get your goo off me, foul aristocracy. Let's inch its hit points down into one-shot territory. Let's deny this thing a turn. Could save us up to 13 damage. Crit heals, always a nice source. Woo! Well played. Where was that when the Necromancer? Oh yeah, the last hit. While our buff lasts, let's sink our teeth into this guy. We could save ourselves a couple thousand. Ah, no, and crits. Oh, that was real. Alright, well, whatever. Let's just kill it.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
I guess we really need busts. And we are so looted. Let's see, who... Ma would be ready to go back out again. Because someone's going to get a stress heal. Might as well be. I do hate for both my crusaders to be off duty, so let's go with Renal. Touchest thou the fountain of reinvigoration. 10 stress heal, I think it's 30, 25. Yeah, that wasn't really much. Alright. And we are done with this map. It was a little ugly because we had no ability to interfere with the enemy actions. We simply had to take it and heal. But our healing was so exceptional that we could kind of power through. This is the brute force method, and I can't say it worked nearly as well as our last couple attempts with high stun chance targeted disruption. So while this is possible, I'm going to say on the veteran level quests, this is asking for trouble. It was asking for trouble here. We just did fairly well. We did have a bunch of enemy crits that might have been avoidable, and we adventured in the dark, which, hey, that's what happens. But, yeah, we've had much better luck with other compositions. Still, totally worked out. Probably better against the Prophet than it is against the Necromancer, because I didn't get to Holy Lance the Necromancer for a couple of rounds because I forgot he starts off right next to you. A stun would have been nice, and these guys do have stuns. We just didn't bring them. Stun beats raw damage. Alright, we collected a boatload of treasure. Almost 17,000 just from treasure. This is a 24k run. Plus a legendary bracer that we can totally sell. All the deeds we needed, 7 busts, 5 crests. And no one hit level 5. Slow draw. Mankind Hater replaces evasive. Okay, I did like evasive, but minus 10% stress heals received. The worries, that does kind of suck. The worries. Irrepressible, that's our chance to become, what, Valiant? I forget. Instead of Afflicted. Runes Phobe, that stinks. Natural Swing, Alright, poor trades.
Once, our estate was the envy of this land.
Alright. Theon 1. Alright, once again, we get a full heal of all diseases. That just seems to be encoded. We locked in Natural Eye on Gilpin, which is nice. And we brought home a boatload of treasure. Of course, we slew the Necromancer. And that leaves the Fulminating Prophet within our grasp. For another Sacred Vestal Scroll. Things are starting to look a little intense, guys. Just taking a look around. No great items. Okay, let's see. So, first things first. Yes. Okay. With all of the upgrades unlocked, now it's just a matter of money to get everyone up to speed. Fortunately, we're doing fairly well for upgrades on all levels. Here at the Sanitarium, which is our next choice of upgrade. The stress relief, I just don't, maybe I take better care of my peeps, but I don't find stress relief to be all that necessary. And the survivalist, here it's just a matter of money. Crests will come at the Nomad Wagon. Interesting. Investing in the Nomad Wagon. and we have so many good items already. It's just a matter of it's a matter of choice. At this point, the survivalists, we have most of the camp skills we want on most of the characters we have. Like, I don't know that we're gonna get much for our investment. The nomad wagon, kind of the same way. Like, we have most of the items we want, but there are a lot more items than there are camp skills, and they're a lot more versatile and occasionally a lot more useful. So, and then you can always sell them again later for part of their cost. So getting them as cheaply as possible is nice. Let's take a look. The protective padlock, you're going to be able to sell that for $1,500. And with another 10% reduction, that's going to be 50% off. So right now it's 40% off. So this was a $10,000 thing. And we can get it for $5,000. And then we can sell it for $1,500, which is 30%. So with our fully upgraded stock, it's only going to cost us $3,500 to pick this up, even if we immediately sell it. So it becomes relatively cheap to buy and sell trinkets once you fully upgrade everything, but it's really not worth it until you have, or unless there's something really awesome. So let's throw some people in the trap. I suggest eventually taking out all the negative quirks. Just go straight through it. Okay, let's look at diseases, because some people got the worries, and I really don't like that. We do want to make it cheaper, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. I do suggest continually wearing down the nasty traits. Don't like slow draw. Runes Tactician, I think that is worth it on the Tactician skills. I can't say it's worth it on anyone except for your really high damage dealers. And I wouldn't say Crusaders count as high damage dealers except in the ruins. But I would definitely consider locking that in. And we need to get rid of slow draw, or I want to get rid of slow draw. So I'm actually going to take that. Maybe we love Renal a little bit much, but oh, she's busy. Warren's Phwop is bad, especially for someone who cures disease, which is something we really like. So Palmera, we have to work on your massive list of painful negative quirks. Okay, next mission. I guess I'd like to take the Fulminating Prophet. And so I learned that you want to break the pews for cash. Every pew you break is worth like 1,500, maybe more on the higher difficulty levels. And so we really want to smash through them. An Abomination would kind of be perfect. A Leper might not be bad. I think you definitely want someone with Defend. You want Houndmasters or Men-at-Arms to go after the Fulminating Prophet, due to their, so he drops like the roof down on 2 people, and controlling who actually takes that hit, since he telegraphs it for a whole turn, leaves you a lot of ability to control how much damage you take. And that's all he does. He doesn't have minions, so he doesn't get too many other deadly attacks. So being able to control who gets hit is really important. And then if you have really good AoE, I think Rake is what we really want to smash through those barriers. He's only a 1-slot enemy. It's actually hard to get back to him. Probably a flashbang. You could mark and hack. That may actually be, if you can't rake. Zealous accusation. Or grape shot blast. Hue. It might be a good place to use the Hue attack. I assume that the Hues are not terribly dodgy. And it is not hard to pump up your leper's damage. So which one would we keep? Papillon or first? Or Urbard? So let's take Urbard with us, I think. Papillon we've invested more cash in. I guess Eldritch Hater is more fun. And he does have better equipment and more cash investment. So let's mark Urbard for retirement someday. You could also take, well, I suppose Breakthrough would actually be the easiest way to smash through these things. If you just pump up the damage, you can crit against inanimate objects. There's definitely no rule against that, and that would let you hack through them quite quickly. And no one hacks quite like a Hellion. Iron Swan would also be a wicked good attack here. So yeah, we're gonna go after the Prophet, and let's just set up that crew right now. Thedekor is a little stressed out. So is Durjardin. But Thedekor is fully upgraded. I guess Durjardin is too. Got that dodge and speed. Take him and a Hound Master. Mankind Hater wouldn't hurt, as I believe the Prophet is certainly human. I think he's just human. What an awesome list of positive traits. We need to start locking these in. And we need to not take him out where they're going to get replaced. Hard-skinned, hater, hate, tough. Let's leave Neville. We don't want him to go to level 5, where locking everything in will be more expensive. Let's take Gilpin. Okay, these are our 2 defenders. We need some kind of healer. Someone to hack. Yeah, he can heal himself. She can do minor heals. She can heal herself. Self-heal, self-heal. She can heal one of these 2. He's exceptionally tough and can be dodgy. can buy this ability for our team. Let's actually take a Plague Doctor. Tell me I have a Plague Doctor. Sim now. Hates mankind just like the rest of us. Alright, the reason I want to take a Plague Doctor is a lot of it has to do with emboldening vapors on a Hellion. Really potent with those AoE characters. We can just stack that up and she will, despite her debuff, hack straight through those pews. Plus, you know, a little bit of consistent healing is going to be good. And that stun, so sick. Here also, we're going to have excellent stuns with the Rampart Shield. Here. Reduced heals received. We're not going to be healing in big chunks. How much does the self-heal? 7 points. 33% of that is like 2, so we'll heal 5 instead of 7. I mean, that's painful, but the extra damage? We'll have to think about that. Maybe not. Maybe not. Alright, so we'll do items next time. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you appreciated the slaughtering of the Necromancer, and I will see you next episode as we take down the Fulminating Prophet. And that leaves us the pretty full checklist. What's left? The Sunken Crew, the Unstable Flesh, and the Fulminating Prophet are only veteran level monsters. Then, just a matter of pulling our barracks up into the champion level, crushing these last 8 bosses, and then reaching level 6 with everyone, and the Caretaker will be satisfied that he's done his best. But until then, my friends, keep your eyes open, watch out for the dark, and remember that it's all downhill from here.